Hey everybody, it's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
For the Big Family Homestead. Today is a good day, a happy day, an unexpected blessing day, but also we need to share something that is going to probably be of major concern to you. And I haven't even shared this with Christa yet. So let's do the happy stuff, because we don't do fear. We don't do none of that.
No, it's just weird nonsense, I'm sure.
Yeah, so the happy stuff involves this young lady right here.
This young lady.
This young lady.
She is looking good.
Her name is Honey.
Yes, she's we had back in September, back in March, she had a calf. And end of March, so early April, end of March, whatever. And she started losing weight. Like, what is wrong with her? I know she just had a calf. It's her first calf, and that sometimes happens.
She was new to us.
Yes, we had just bought her in March. And it's just like, what's going on? Well, finally, we're like, okay, this is it. You know, we're feeding her, grain, and she's getting hay, and she's getting grass, she's getting all this good stuff.
Should be fine.
She should be, bouncing back. We dried her off. She was still losing weight.
Called the vet,
okay, what's going on? Called the vet. He came out. She may have worms. So let's give her a good wormer. So we wormed her, and she is bouncing back and doing so well.
But pause for a sec. It was not just one time the vet came out. It was 3.
Yes.
And he did a bunch of tests.
Yes.
Because we were concerned that she was going to be going down.
Right. There's the Johne's disease he tested for, came back negative. There's bovine leukemia, that came back negative. Several other things that he tested for all came back negative. Everything with her was super healthy except for the worms. So with that, like I said, we had dried her off, or what we thought had dried her off. The calf, her calf, we would catch her suckling from her teats every once in a while, and I'm feeling her bag. I'm like, she's dry. This is just a soothing thing. No, it wasn't. So the calf,
by accident.
Clover. This was totally by accident. Clover, we have this. I don't know if you see the red cart back there, but we have that blocked off for Hope to train Puzzle in.
Wait, there's one more addition that needs to be made in here before you jump to that. We had been talking with a Mennonite friend of ours about what to do in this situation, because if she was going to get sick to the point of dying, she's not a pet. No. Even though we love our animals, she's not a pet. And we figured, well, if she's going to be dying, we don't want her to go through any pain.
No.
We don't want her to go through anything. So we figured, well, we'd just process her and she would be food.
Right. And then we would get a replacement milk cow.
Then we actually talked to our Mennonite friend, and he said, you know what? I know some people, because we thought, well, if she's gonna be hamburger, then, and by the way, don't listen, girl.
Don't listen.
Then he knew this family that had a cow, or many cows for us to pick from, that he said we should connect with these people, and we were just about to do that when
this morning I come outside and I hear mooing right before I come outside. I'm like, who's mooing? Why are they mooing so much? Clover, the calf, Honey's baby, had gotten stuck in that pen. She must have jumped over the wire, because the wire's pretty low. She must have jumped over it, because actually this morning twice she jumped over those jumps. It was quite funny. We may have a jumping cow. I don't know.
A jumping cow. It's like the Mexican jumping flies or whatever they are. She's a jumping cow.
Right. So Honey was in here eating her grain like normal. We're not milking her, but she's still getting grain because we want to beef her up before winter. And I thought, I wonder if Honey's udder is full. And guess what? It was. Full of milk. She was huge. The calf had gotten stuck in there last night.
Couldn't suckle off of her.
So guess what? We got to milk Honey this morning, and she gave us about 1.5 gallons of milk.
Which is what our other milk cow Dottie does.
Yes.
Which that is an enormous blessing.
Yes, that's a huge blessing, because Dottie has been in milk since this is her first lactation, but it's almost a year and a half long. And she should have
That's
had
a long
calf.
time.
That's a long time for a cow to have a lactation without being pregnant, without a break. So
For us.
Yeah, for us. So we may, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing yet, but now we have that overlap of.
Well, let me explain that.
Okay.
That was our ultimate goal from the very beginning, because if you guys don't know our family, she's going the distance.
Look at this.
She's going the distance. So, but hold on, stay on target.
No,
Stay on target. The overall goal, because we have a daughter that's got special needs and she eats through a G-tube, she needs that healthy raw milk as part of a big part of her diet. And that's what's been keeping her healthy. Well, of course, God's keeping her healthy, but
Right.
the food
Helps.
Yeah, and so the problem has been, oh my gosh, what do we do now? Because if you get another cow that is going to have a baby, it's going to take months and months and months to get through that cycle of having the baby, then letting the baby have the milk, then you can have the milk for you. So the
Right.
goal was have one cow like this, and then time it out to where this one would be then off, then this one would be on. Off, on. So you get it? And so that was always the goal, and we thought, oh, this is gonna ruin everything. It's gonna set us to where we can't dry Dottie up.
Right. See, some of you may not understand is when a cow is getting ready to calve, you have to dry that cow off 2 months beforehand because they need that resting time
For their bodies.
and to grow the calf inside of them, because those last 2 months is when the calf grows the most. So they need all of their energy and all of the stuff that they did, all of the food that they eat, energy to go to that calf. So that's why you dry them off 2 months before they calve. So that's what he's meaning. So we need to have a cow in milk during that dry period. So this is going to work out beautifully.
Yes. And so we were facing the possibility of Honey going to freezer camp and having to buy another cow. And then that's expensive if you get a cow that's got a calf.
And is in milk.
Yeah.
It's a huge cost.
Over $1,000.
Yes. So this has been a huge blessing from God that Honey is still in milk and is doing so much better, so much healthier, putting on weight and providing milk for her calf. So
Now, before we talk about where we're going to go with this, the new plans, keep in mind, if you see her like in video, she is a little bit thin, but she's not actually very thin for the breed a Jersey cow, because a lot of people see Jersey cows and go, oh my gosh, they're so skinny. That's kind of how the breed is.
Yeah, that's generally how the breed is. Now, if you look at Dottie, who is in the back, she is
Perfect health.
Well, no, she's actually overweight. But she's also not a full-bred Jersey cow. She is a half Jersey, half Limousine. So she's half beef cow.
She's going to look a little different.
She's going to be big like that. But Honey is a little bit thin for the Jersey breed. Jerseys you can look it up. Look up Jerseys, what they look like. And you are going to see
ribs.
Their rib bones. You're going to see their pin bones. So it's a normal thing. She has put on, I did measure her, she has put on 80 pounds, that's a lot for humans.
Can you imagine doing that in a few months?
Yeah, that's a lot for humans, not a lot for cows. Jersey cows generally weigh between 800 and 1,000 pounds. So she is almost to the ideal weight. And when we started this whole process, she was 700 pounds. So she was 100 pounds below weight. But we're bulking her up for football season.
Bulking up for football season. She's going to be covering Aaron Rodgers there in the Packers. We don't watch football.
We don't watch football. We don't even.
But now here's the thing. Okay, now moving forward, the plan is to allow the baby to be on mom during the day.
Right.
It's called a calf share. So we're going to allow the baby to be on the mom during the day. She can drink all she wants.
Yeah.
But then at night, we'll separate them. That way, she can get the milk. We can get the milk
in the morning.
But the cool thing about that is then she'll stay in that lactation phase for a good long bit.
Yep.
It'll cover up Dottie's time of being dried off. And we didn't have to buy another cow.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. So, that was such a happy accident this morning. I came into Brad's office after barn chores. He's getting ready for the devotional, and I was like, "Hey, I gotta tell you, there's a happy accident. I gotta tell you."
Happy accident.
So it was really, really exciting this morning. I couldn't believe it. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And okay, so part 2 of this video, I said I was on the way out here. I was going to tell Christa something that she may know. We generally try to keep up on news, but we don't let it dominate us.
Right.
Because we don't do fear, because we trust God. We
Right.
trust God for what's coming down the pike. And you know what? And even if things are not great, we don't shake our fists and go, whoa, because what's that going to get you anyway?
Nothing.
And yeah, it's not
going to give you stress, and it's going to wear you down, and that
Right.
doesn't help anybody.
right. So there are times when I have to gently say, okay, honey, you need to be away from the news for a while, because she takes it personal.
It stresses me out a lot, so I do avoid news channels a lot.
By avoid, she means Brad said don't watch that for a while.
Yeah, yeah, and he'll let me know when it's really time to.
Okay, we need to pay attention.
You need to pay attention. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if this is we need to pay attention as much as what I'm getting ready to tell you. We do need to pay attention to this, because if they get away with it, then this could be potentially bad for everybody who is a meat eater. And that is this. Now, I don't care. You can, time out. If you put a D in front of your name and you identify that way, or an R in front of your name and you identify it that way, or an L or nothing, don't take this as picking sides, because we're not. Trust me, those people are generally not on your side. And here's one of the evidences of that. This new infrastructure bill they're getting ready to push through. Right now, I saw that they kind of have settled at $2 trillion, such a moderate number. So moderate, it's just paltry sum, right? But one of the things that they've hidden in the supposed, it's not passed yet, so help us out here, is a supposed $4,500 per head of cattle tax, per head.
That's impossible.
Oh, it's possible.
No, it's impossible for farmers to do that.
Which is the goal.
It will cripple.
It'll put them out of business.
The dairy and beef industries.
Oh, I'm sure they'll figure out ways to give some people credits where you don't have to pay that. The ones they pick. But like the normal people, it'll price us right out of existence.
Yeah.
Because think about it like this. There will be people that'll still produce meat, but it'll be so expensive that nobody can do it for the most part.
No.
Hamburgers costing you $30.
No.
I mean, I don't know if you've been to McDonald's recently, guys, but remember that dollar menu that used to be there? It's $2.50 now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ground beef right now, any beef, the cost of it is gone through the roof. I mean, ribeyes were $30, I think, a pound? No way. It's not possible for people to eat meat.
Now if they put a per head tax, that's going to just price everybody right out of the market. So where the farmers, most of them, unless you're like a corporate entity that gets the blessing from the government and they figure out ways to give you tax credits so that you can stay in business, that's how it's going to run down.
Yeah.
And it'll end up pricing out the normal guy, the average guy, or even the mid-sized farm. And the reason why we're saying this, again, no fear. We don't, We don't do that. Squawk about it. Be loud. Communicate it. Because what happens when the light of the sun hits this nonsense that they try to do, then they stop it.
Yeah.
Remember, we shared this a while back, that there was one of the things they were trying to put into that bill. I'm shrinking the billions. No, trillions. Bill is they were going to have the banks monitor every transaction that is $600 or more and report it to the IRS as suspicious or income. And then you have to decide whether or not you're going to fight it or just pay it as income. It could be like, I just transfer money from my bank account to my son's bank account.
Right.
Then they're going to view it as income. Well, guess what happened? Enough people squawked about it and they changed the number. It shouldn't be at all. Don't get me wrong. It shouldn't be at all, but they went from 600 to 10,000.
Right. No, the government shouldn't be involved in or in looking into your banking.
It's not constitutional. No. But anyway, the cow thing. If you squawk about it, if you like burgers, if you like steaks, if you like a roast,
speaking up.
Because it's only a matter of time, or else you'll be eating grass burgers.
Yeah.
Which, hey, whatever, I guess. But for us, it's really important that we keep our cows. Mm-hmm. And it's not for meat necessarily, because we could figure that out.
Right.
But for the milk, how do we go from having these cows and now you got to pay $9,000 for 2 cows?
Well, we have 3. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Squawk about it.
Yeah.
Get loud.
Honestly,
it hasn't passed yet.
If that passed, we would have to sell our cows and get goats. And I don't want goats.
Because she still needs the milk.
Because our daughter still needs the milk. It's not necessarily for us, it's for her.
Oh boy, people. Okay. If you I'm just gonna take a pause here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, you know what? I also write music, and I've been writing these songs that are scripture. It's literally scripture, and then put music to it. If you want to get any of those, they're pretty relaxing, and they're over at patreon.com.
Yes, they really are.
That way you can download them if you want.
Yeah.
And that way it's like,
yeah.
So it's good to be informed, but sometimes it stinks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Anyway, what a blessing.
Yes.
Huge
blessing having that cow and milk.
Milk it up.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm Brad.
I'm Krista.
You guys have an amazing and
that calf has been suckling on her mom for the last 15 minutes, I don't know. And she is loud. I don't know if you can hear, but she's loud. Yeah.
day.
Yeah. Bye.